Well, appreciate you clicking on this video, my movie peeps. Let me tell you the latest movie news. Some of the things we'll be discussing here today, guys, is of course talking about all the success with Superman and James Gunn teasing the sequel. We got 2 new clips for the Fantastic Four that just flat out reveals what Galactus wants in the movie. And Tom Holland talking about Spider-Man 4 and one of the major issues they're gonna correct from Spider-Man No Way Home. Oh, we'll be diving into that so much more, so you guys know the drill. Hit that like button, timestamps in the description, and well, let's just jump into it. And well, one of the first things that kind of popped up today is our first look at Harry Potter, played by Dominic McLaughlin, who is of course playing the new rebooted Harry Potter. And I think the kid perfectly looks the part. He's got the glasses, scar on his head. He's obviously wearing the Hogwarts robe. And again, I'm just a casual Harry Potter fan, so the thing I'm most looking forward to with this is whenever a first real trailer or teaser trailer comes out, because I really want to see how they want to differentiate themselves style-wise with this incarnation to the Daniel Radcliffe version. Because when they came out with that first teaser for this, they used the same logo, the same music, the same Hogwarts, and that's what I'm most afraid of with this property, that it'll just be a copy and paste of the other one with different actors. But I guess maybe with Universal already having so much of a vested interest into that Hogwarts in their theme parks and video games, they can't really stray too far from that. And maybe that will end up happening, but from everything I've seen so far with the logo, the teaser, and now the first look at the outfits and all that, it looks like it's literally just going to be copy and paste, but with different actors. How are you guys feeling about them possibly not making very many changes to the overall style? Do you think a reboot should have its own style, or you're perfectly fine with this because you like the old style? Next up here, we got a small little update with Nintendo and some of their upcoming movies. While we know that they're still currently working hard on a second Mario movie, out of nowhere, fans noticed that Nintendo and Universal have also filed the copyright for a Donkey Kong film. This honestly isn't a big surprise because it's been rumored for a while that they would possibly be making a Donkey Kong spin-off based off Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong from that Mario movie, but it's been kind of quiet on what they're doing in that animated universe, and well, legalities don't lie. The patent was filed, Universal is doing it, and I couldn't be more happy. I've always loved Donkey Kong as a character. In fact, I am counting down the days for Donkey Kong Bonanza. It'll be here in just a couple. And I mean, just to piggyback off the last topic we were discussing with theme parks, they just opened up, I think, a Donkey Kong section in one of their Universal theme parks, this Donkey Kong video game. It seems like Donkey Kong is all the rage and Universal wants to go full throttle into something there. My only wonder is, as much as I love Donkey Kong, as much as some of you love Donkey Kong, will Donkey Kong make Super Mario money? That was $1 billion movie, and I don't know if the Kong has it in him to be $1 billion film. But at the same time, even if it doesn't crack $1 billion, an $800 million animated Donkey Kong movie, oof, dude, that would make Universal so happy. Definitely would also love to see what they do with like Diddy Kong. They still naming him Diddy? Dixie and all them. I wonder what the story could be. How are you guys feeling about a Donkey Kong movie? Bringing us now here to talk about the Fantastic Four. While everyone is still raging about Superman, as you should be, the Fantastic Four hype is now beginning. And they did release 2 new clips that really got me more excited for the film than I already was. The first clip is just Johnny Storm straight up hitting on this new Silver Surfer, which I love.
I get it. Johnny loves space. Johnny loves women.
What's the plan?
I'll get a charmer. Last question. So the surfboard, is that part of your body or is that...
So she dumped you already?
I saw stars and I could see me in her face.
Joseph Quinn has nailed down Johnny Storm. I know a lot of people were worried, but everything I'm seeing from those clips seems like he's going to be a really fun character, and he's captured Johnny Storm well. But it was this other clip that was released this morning of the Fantastic Four going to see Galactus, where, my goodness, there were some gorgeous shots in this movie. Really love the Fantastic Four just overlooking Galactus and trying to make a deal with him, where Reed Richards does reveal what Galactus actually wants.
We attempted to negotiate, but Galactus, he asked too high a price.
Well, what does he want?
What did he ask?
He asked for our child.
And again, it's not a huge surprise to us fans who've maybe been following all the details in the news, but I am kind of shocked they just flat out put that in a little clip online for everyone to see. And this makes me so much more intrigued, because although I heard the rumors and I figured that's maybe what Galactus was after, is little baby Franklin, this idea now, though, that the Fantastic Four are saying, yeah, we could have defeated Galactus, we could have stopped our world from being destroyed, but they wanted our baby, so we said no. Y'all got 7 days. we outie to another universe, y'all. Obviously, it's not going to go down exactly like that, but just seeing that they're going to go from the most beloved, the only heroes, the people that are supposed to save this planet, and they are rightfully deciding not to give up their own child. Oh, the world is going to turn on them. They're going to be hated, and that is going to be very fun to see. Of course, we got elements of that also in Superman, but I think the Fantastic Four will probably dive deeper into that. So yeah, Fantastic Four was my second most anticipated superhero movie of this year. Everything that I'm seeing, very much looking forward to. Now I just hope in these next 2 weeks, that's it. No more trailers, no more clips. I've seen enough. Just give me that movie. Bringing us here to talk about some Superman. So, okay. I think we are in a safe spot, my friends. James Gunn's DCU is looking bright, hopeful, and I am glad it didn't end up in a disaster. I know there were haters always talking down on this movie, but I think even the fans were a little worried about how the reviews would come out, and majority-wise, they've all been really well, both critically and audiences. And financially, it just opened up to a $220 million worldwide box office. Now, there is a little bit of realism we have to look at. You know, this whole month, we were talking about who are going to be the winners. Is it Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, or Fantastic Four? I'm going to tell you right now, money-wise, it looks like the dinos definitely won. Because Jurassic World Rebirth has just crossed the $532 million mark. And a lot of the reason that movie's probably going to end up having more money than Superman or Fantastic Four is because of them overseas numbers. That's where we have to get realistic here with Superman. Although it had an awesome opening weekend, and it's probably going to be number one again this weekend since their only competition is Smurfs and I Know What You Did Last Summer. But articles are noting worldwide, Superman is struggling a little bit. The UK isn't showing up as much as they have for other films. Analysts have theorized apparently it's because in the UK, a lot of movie theaters do not have air conditioning and it is balls hot over there. Which, yeah, I've been in a theater with no air conditioning before. That is not comfortable. I can't believe that's just a thing in the UK. But not just there, because China, it's having a very soft opening along with some other markets. Analysts are saying it's because Superman is looked at as a very American character, and America isn't exactly loved worldwide right now. But I don't think we can ignore that we're still in a recovery period for DC. Not everyone is 100% wanting to see those movies. Superhero fatigue, still is a thing, and is even a thing that's probably going to hurt Fantastic Four just the way it hurt Thunderbolts. I really hope the Wall Street Journal article that said that Warner executives just want Superman to at least hit 500 million, because now knowing it's going to cross to like the 600 million mark, that is a point where, okay, sequel is guaranteed and we could maybe see more of Superman. Of course, things could change and maybe it has amazing legs and it reaches those $700-800 million marks like the Batman did. But I think people do forget Superman, unfortunately, isn't Batman. He isn't Spider-Man, although I think he's an amazing hero that the whole world should look up to and not just think, oh, that's an American hero. We are repairing Superman's image. We are putting him in a spot where he's more well-loved. So this is our starting point, and if we ever get to Superman 2 or 3, I'm thinking the numbers will get higher and one day we can have a $1 billion Superman movie. Continuing on the Superman train though, since it looks like if it does end up crossing that $600 million mark and the Warner execs just saying they wanted at least $500 million, I would hope then a Superman sequel is guaranteed and we don't end up like with Henry Cavill where we never got a sequel to The Man of Steel. And well, James Gunn, as he does, did respond online to a fan kind of teasing what we can expect from Superman 2. So here we have a fan who asked, when does Superman 2 come out? And James Gunn responds with, define Superman 2, which I know is short and sweet, but honestly really opens my eyes to when we should expect David Cornsweet's Superman next. When he's asking, define Superman 2, I picture that as a similar situation to the way we went from Man of Steel to Batman vs. Superman, where some people can say Batman vs. Superman is technically a Man of Steel sequel since it follows the events of that film and features Superman, but then other people would say, no, it's a separate thing and it's not Man of Steel 2. That's what I'm taking from this. When he says, define Superman 2, I think the next film we're getting with David Cornsweet in it, which James Gunn has been teasing all through the interviews of Superman. Even David Cornsweet mentioned that he knows there's a project he's supposed to be in, but James Gunn has not told him what that project is. It looks like it's going to be a team-up film. Now, the couple of options we have is the world's finest movie, where it would be so funny to start a new universe the same way they started the last one, with a solo Superman movie heading into a team-up Superman and Batman movie. Now, of course, if it was World's Finest, they wouldn't exactly be fighting from the beginning of the movie. They'd probably be friends and do a mission together. I would, of course, love that so much, because I would want to see a movie where the entirety, Batman and Superman, are just friends fighting some other threat. Like, that sounds like a dream. But I feel like it's too soon, because I think James Gunn wants to introduce his Batman with Batman Brave and the Bold, and then we could do like a World's Finest movie. So I'm honestly believing what other fans are saying right now, that I think the next film could be a Superman and Supergirl team-up movie. Kind of unexpected, but I think fits in perfectly in line with how much those two characters have in common, how much I also want to see them interact. Fans saying that maybe like Brainiac is on the rise, and maybe Brainiac is the one that actually destroyed Krypton, so it would be actually the last two Kryptonians getting revenge for their people. I'd see that. So yeah, but I mean, also, this is James Gunn. He likes to get weird. He likes to get out there. For all we know, it could be a Terrifics movie that just happens to feature Superman as a way to get general audiences to go watch a Terrifics film, because maybe just them on their own wouldn't be a big box office explosion. But if you market Superman as a big part of that movie, a lot of people might actually show up for that. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But when you guys hear James Gunn say, define Superman 2, does that scream to you a team-up film? And what do you think that could be? Bringing us now to talk about some Spider-Man Brand New Day. Over the weekend, Tom Holland was doing some sort of event. And during this event, he got interviewed and asked about Spider-Man Brand New Day, since it's right around the corner. And he admitted they're going to be fixing something that was a major issue in Spider-Man No Way Home. Let me play the clip.
I'm obviously over the moon and so excited. Playing Spider-Man is like hanging out with an old pal. And I think we were really restricted with what we could do in the last movie because of COVID. We shot the entire film on stages, and now we're really going to lean into that old school filmmaking and shoot in real locations, which is why we're starting in Glasgow, and we're going to use the streets of Glasgow for this massive set piece that we're putting together. So it's going to feel like making Spider-Man 1 again. You know, it's been such a long time since I've done it. It's going to feel like a breath of fresh air, and I think the fans are going to be over the moon with what we're putting together.
Oh, dude, we are about to get a gorgeous Spider-Man movie. This isn't even me hating on John Watts. It was just a circumstance of what we were dealt with when No Way Home came out. It was COVID times. There was so much precautions, and somebody getting sick on set could lead to months and weeks of delayed production. So I totally get why Spider-Man No Way Home needed to almost entirely be shot on sets. I still wonder what that would have looked like, though, if that movie didn't have those restrictions and we could have had more New York web swinging, or Toby and Andrew didn't have to be revealed in the living room of Ned's grandma's house. But whatever, we got it, and I still enjoy that movie. But some of those CGI green screen shots for sure stand out, now knowing that is not what they want to do with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Destin Daniel Cretton wants to go to physical locations. In fact, at beginning of August, they're going to be in Glasgow, where they're turning those streets into New York. And he just said here, there's a big set piece there. So, just imagining some big fight scene finally in New York, him swinging around, fighting something off. I want to see that with Tom Holland's character. So I really do feel now Spider-Man 4 is going to end up being one of the best looking Spider-Man movies. At least I hope it reaches that potential. You guys might have seen, I talked about on a live stream, one of the people who was working on the photography for this movie had a mood board on his Pinterest, and it was so many shots of New York, a lot of rain shots in New York. That was one of my favorite shots in No Way Home, Spider-Man in the rain looking at the J. Jonah Jameson message. I think this is going to be an incredible looking movie. Hopefully it lives up to that. We'll have to wait and see to find out, but you guys see, we're not going to be dealing with big old green screens or so many sound stages, a lot of real world locations. Oh, this also means we're definitely getting set photos. Within a month, we could have people taking photos of the suit, and we will get to know what Spider-Man will be looking like in Spider-Man 4. Woo! It's gonna be fun. Let me know what you guys think about this update with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Anyways, guys, that is all movie news I currently have going on right now. I want to thank so much for taking time out of my day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.